today we're going to be looking at algebraic fractions. And remember, you treat these just like normal fractions. So this is a series where there's a set of questions in the resources. I suggest you try them first, and then I'll be working through those questions and answers. We'll also be doing a few videos which are just explaining the topic, but in this case it makes more sense to look at different questions across different exam boards. So these are aimed at GCSE, although they will help you with AS and also with the GCSE further. So I hope this is useful. So normally you'd cancel down. In order to do that with algebraic fractions, you're going to try to factorise them first. But when you add and subtract, you're going to use the butterfly method, the same as you do with normal numbers and normal fractions. And when you multiply and divide, you follow the same process. But let's have a look at this and let's go through this set of questions. So we're going to simplify that fully. So step one, we're going to factorise the top. In order to do so, do you remember what we do? So what we're going to do, because it hasn't got an x in front, it's got a number in front of the x squared, we're going to multiply those two together. So we get x squared minus 8x, we're going to borrow that 3 to there. I'm going to factorise this, leaving some space because we've borrowed the 3, so we're going to have to give it back. And we'll get 9 and 1 minus plus, and then we've got to give the 3 back. And when we do that, we find that this bit can divide by 3. So our final factorisation is 3x plus 1, x minus 3. And on the denominator, all we need to do is take 2x outside the bracket, and we get x minus 3. These cancel, and our final answer is then 3x plus 1 over 2x. So that's simplifying with factorising the top. Okay, next question. All right, so this is quite nice and easy. Just because the formatting has gone funny in the exam, you should still realise that that 2 just needs to be multiplied up. So we've got 5 minus x equals 2x minus 7. Let's open out the brackets. Equals 4x, 2 times minus 7 to give us minus 14. We want all the x's on one side. It's up to you which side you put them on, but let's add x so we don't end up with a negative x. So we'll get 5 equals 5x minus 14. Now what I tend to do is then rewrite that the other way round, just because we're used to seeing the x's on the left hand side. And then we've got 5 plus 14, that gives us 19. So 5x equals 19. Divide both sides by 5. And you've got x equals 19 over 5. And you can just leave it like that. Okay, this is a nice 1 marker. We can see on the top and the bottom, we've got an x minus 1. Cancel that out. Remember, when you cancel, you're not getting 0, you're getting 1. So think of a number. If you did 5 divided by 5, you'd have 1. And you get 1 over 5x minus 1. Right, now we're going to multiply. But before we even start this, we're going to try factorise wherever we can. So let's take this. If you notice, it's a difference of 2 squares. So if you can square root the first number, and then there's a minus sign, and you can square root the second number, it's a difference of 2 squares. So 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3. Let's have a look at that. There's a common factor there of 3, which gives us 2x plus 3. Multiplied by, can't do anything with a 2x, but on the bottom here, we've got a common factor of x, so we get x minus 3. Now we look up, down, and diagonal to see if we can cancel. So up, down, that cancels with that, and the x cancels there. And what we're left with is 2x minus 3 over 3 times by 2 over x minus 3. And the same way we do with normal numbers, we multiply the top and we multiply the bottom. So 2 multiplied by 2x minus 3, 3 multiplied by x minus 3, which gives us 4x minus 6 over 3x minus 9. Right, so for the next one, I remember marking this actually, and there were a variety of ways students did it. They either split it into and did 2 together and then the 3. I actually think doing 2 together first and then adding the third one might be easier because you can butterfly it, but you know, it's up to you. So let's take these 2 first. So we're going to do 3 multiplied by x minus 2 to give you 3x minus 2. Then we're going to put that way around, so plus 1 lots of x plus 1 all over these 2 multiplied together. So x plus 1, x minus 2. And then all of that we're minusing 4 over x. So now what we're going to do is put that all together. And so if I make some another colour so we don't confuse it, you've got all of this multiplied. So you've got 3x times x minus 2 plus x plus 1 minus 4 multiplied by all of this. 4 lots of x plus 1, x minus 2, all over everything on the denominator. So everything multiplied together. Now, nothing really cancels out here. So we're going to leave the denominator as it is. It's more the numerator, which is the top bit, which we're going to sort out. So we're going to leave this as x plus 1, x minus 2. We've got x on the outside there. Let's open this out. And when we open this out, we get 3x minus 6 plus x plus 1 minus 4 lots of, and let's open out those brackets, we've got x squared plus x minus 2x, that's going to give you minus x minus 2. Right, and finally, let's sort that out there. So we've got x, and then we've got 4x minus 6 plus 1, so we're going to get minus 5, and then we can open out this bracket while we're here. Minus and minus make a plus, plus 4x plus 8, and this is just the top, so we get 4x squared minus 5x minus 4x squared plus 4x plus 8. These cancel each other out. Minus 5x plus 4x is going to leave us with minus x, and then minus x, and then we've got plus 8 all over x plus 1, x minus 2. Right, so that's one way to have done it. I'm going to show you another way where you make the denominator the same, and actually that might have been easier for you. And the 4 needs these 2. So we get x plus 1, x minus 2, and on the bottom we've got x plus 1, x minus 2. So now the denominators are all the same, we can open out everything on the top. So here we'll end up with 3x squared minus 6x plus x squared plus x, and this is where you have to be really careful. The minus has to stay in front of everything. So you'll get 4x squared minus 4x minus 8. And then you can see, like we had before, 3x plus x, 3x squared plus x squared minus 4x squared, all cancels. Minus 6x plus 4x plus x, which is going to leave us with minus x plus 8, because you've got a minus and a minus, and we end up with the same answer. So whichever way that you think is easier is the way that you should use. Right. Simplify. Okay, so what you're going to do, again, we're going to factorise the top and the bottom. The top, hopefully you notice again, is a difference of 2 squares. it's off that form a squared minus b squared, which gives us a plus b, a minus b. So we're going to get x plus 4, x minus 4. And the denominator, in order to factorise it, we're going to multiply that across. So we're going to get x squared minus 5x minus 24. And when we factorise that, we're looking for factors of 24 with a difference of 5. So you go through your factors, you're like 2 and 12, well that doesn't work. We've got 3 and 8, that makes sense. So we're going to have x and x. I have 8 and 3, and it's a minus, so the bigger one is minus, and a plus. And we've got to give the 2 back. So we end up with 2x plus 3, and we can divide this one by 2 to give us x minus 4. We notice these two cancel, and your final answer is x plus 4 over 2x plus 3. Right. We're going to now make v the subject of the formula. That means you want to get v on one side of the equation on its own. Right, so first we're going to get rid of this v on the bottom. We're going to multiply this up. So we're going to get wv equals 15t minus 2v. Now we're going to open out the brackets. 15 times t, 15 times minus 2 gives us 30v. So we want all the v's on the same side. So we're going to move this onto this side. So we're going to add 30v onto both sides. So we'll get wv plus 30v equals 15t. We can take v outside a bracket. And then to get v on its own, we need to divide by all of this. So we get v equals 15t over w plus 30. Right. So let's have a look at this. So here is just like a normal fraction on the left-hand side. So you're going to butterfly it. X multiplied by x plus 2 minus 4 multiplied by 2x. All over whatever's on the bottom. Equals 1. Right, so we're going to get x squared plus 2x minus 8x over 4x plus 8 equals 1. We can now multiply this up. So we've got x squared plus 2x minus 8x equals 4x plus 8. We're going to put everything onto the same side. So we're going to get x squared minus 10x, bring the 8 over as well, minus 8 equals 0. It's told you it's to 2 decimal places. So straight away we know we must have to use the formula. Now, this is not a using the formula, going through using a formula. I'll give you the answers so you can check it, and we'll do a whole section on using a formula. So x equals either 10.74 or minus 0.74. 0.74, how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. Okay, so 0.74. So if you didn't get that and you can't work out how to do that, put a note in the comments and I'll work through it. Okay, question 7. Again, the same logic. So this is very, very typical. These are from an AQA paper, so this is very, very typical of an AQA higher paper question. We're going to butterfly it. So we're going to end up with x multiplied by x minus 2 plus 7 multiplied by x plus 4. All over the 2 multiplied together. That equals 1. I'm going to open that out. X squared minus 2x plus 7x plus 28. And now we're going to multiply this up. And in the same bit, I'm going to simplify the x's. So we get x squared plus 5x plus 28 equals x plus 4, x minus 2. We can now open up the right-hand side. 5x plus 28 equals x squared. And we've got 4x minus 2x, so plus 2x, minus 8. X squareds on both sides cancel. Minus the 2x on both sides gives us 3x plus 28 equals minus 8. So 3x equals, we're minusing 28 on both sides. So we've got minus 8 minus 28, which gives us minus 36. So x equals minus 36 divided by 3, which is minus 12. Now, if you ever get time, you should always check your answers. And that's not necessarily by checking your working, that's by substituting it back in. So we've got minus 12 over minus 12 plus 4 plus 7 over minus 12 minus 2. So minus 12 plus 4 gives you minus 8. So you've got minus 12 over minus 8 plus 7 over minus 14. So minus 12 divided by minus 8 is going to give you 3 over 2. And you're going to be minusing a half, because 7 over 14 is a half. 1.5 minus a half gives you 1. So you know you've done it right. So always use those sorts of things and just double check your answers. Okay, so another AQA question. Again, we're just going to butterfly it. So let's butterfly those two. 2x, x plus 4, minus 5 times 3x. So we've got 2x squared plus 8x minus 15x on the top. And then on the bottom, we've got 2x multiplied by 3x. So if we clean that out, we've got 2x squared, and then we've got 8 minus 15, which gives you minus 7x. And on the bottom, we're going to have 2 times 3 to give you 6x squared. There's x's in everything, so they can cancel out. So we get 2x minus 7 over 6x. Okay, so I hope that was useful. I suggest you download this, do these questions yourself first, before then working through them with this video.